Sure.
Hello, everyone. I'm here once again for another interview with Rajneesh Sharma. As a human resource director, he works with people management, coaching, advising, and has vast experience in the occupational psychology area. So let's talk about behavior, coaching, and mental health. Welcome, Rajneesh. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure is mine, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so to start, I will start with the questions of our colleague in our team, PsychologyAtWork.Blog, Nikita. He wants to know, he came up with these questions for you. How it is to be an occupational psychologist in India?
Okay, so occupational psychology as such, whether it's in this part of the planet or anywhere, has changed over, last couple of years. What we had approximately 20 years back, the understanding of occupational psychology versus what we are going through now, there is a radical change in terms of implementation, in terms of knowing this subject. Psychology as such, I mean, it's studying human mind, but over the period of time, it has gone beyond that also. So things have changed, and whether it's in terms of practice, it's really taken a great shape. And I think with the tremendous research, it's really contributing to a good, I would say, in terms of applications for each area. So it's doing well. And occupational psychology, if to answer your question in terms of in India, so first and foremost, applications are there at workplace in terms of uses of psychometric testing for selection, for recruitment, for helping or counseling in mental health issues. It's doing well. It's quite good and expanding.
Nice to hear that. And I also have another one, that what's the value of occupational psychology? What value occupational psychology brings to human resources? And in the another way, human resources bring to occupational psychology. And what do the two sides might sometimes misunderstood about each other?
Okay, so I won't say misunderstood, but applications or how it's helping the working professionals, especially in the human resource area, is for counseling of employees, counseling of managerial people, colleagues. More so, it also helps in terms of getting and selecting a right person for your organization. And why it is? Because it's you're using, if you're getting into psychometric tests, you're going through their analysis, your interpretations of a candidate. It helps you. It supports you to take a right decision.
Yeah, for sure. And right decisions are things that we need a lot in times like ours, with change and with lots of complexity.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So I think now Nikita will be happy with the questions. So I will start with mine. I was reading your LinkedIn profile to get to know you better a little bit. And I saw that your biggest professional passion is to help people achieve their desired goals. What I want to ask you is, in a broader sense, do you think people know what their desires are? To really and honest accomplish a goal, what are the processes that individuals have to go through? How do you manage that with people to find what they really desire, to enter into a process to achieve their goals?
I think I would say that whether one knows, to sum up your question, whether one knows their goals, I think it's a process. It's a process to get that clarity about your goals, and it's not something that you are aiming for moon, and that that's your goal to reach moon. But your process, your clarity about your reaching of goal can only be facilitated by others, by your colleagues, by your mentors. um, so for example, if you want to do your PhD, uh, that's your desire. But how to reach there, how to get that degree of PhD is not an easy process. Uh, there are some different milestones in the whole process, and for that you would need some direction, some mentor to help you to reach all those milestones, to show you that that's the total complete path to get a PhD degree. So I think the role of human resource professional like me is to provide that direction or clarity, or facilitating the person to achieve their goals, in terms of to showing them the way, to show them that direction, to bring that clarity.
That's nice. And do you think like sometimes the person give up of achieving some goals, even though the person has clarity in the process? It is possible that the person like give up and not continues with that because of a limitation, like inside limitation, that it's impossible for this person to continue in this goal. It is possible to happen.
It happens a lot of times, and that happens with everyone, all of us, including me. But ultimately it's your own motivation, or it's your own thought process, what exactly you want to do. Your internal motivation is what will make you to do that, how strong it is, how good you are in terms of your own understanding, so that you can reach your goal.
Yeah.
So if someone is giving up, I think the best part will be on the mentor, in terms of push that person so that he should not stop halfway and reach their goals.
Yeah. And it's it's a challenge, right?
Yes, it is. It's a big challenge.
Yeah. So, still talking about people management, what is the difference between coaching and advising, and the most important aspects to highlight in these two practice?
Between coaching and advising, basic difference that in coaching you are helping that person in terms of working. You, for example, if I'm coaching you as Amanda, I know I would make sure that your strengths, you continuously work with your strengths to achieve your goals, to your desired goals. Whereas advising is more of a general kind of things, initiating a dialogue, and without really getting into that situation, you are just informing the person what is right or wrong. But coaching is more to help you out to reach your goals by helping at each step.
Okay.
So you're part of the whole process in terms of that, with that your mentee.
Okay. And Rajneesh, how do you help a person that is lost in some situations? How are you do you coach a person that is lost? What do you do to help this person to realize and identify their unique talent, and to help them to find it?
I think one way is to take them through their past positive behaviors, where all they have done in different situations. They have excelled on those difficult situations. So bring those situations up in front of them. That yes, they, in spite of so much difficulty, challenges, they have excelled on those situations, which is good, and they should continue in that. Reflect on their strengths to them, so that they know that these are their plus points, so they are positive behaviors on which they can build up. So I think things like this will help the individual to achieve their objectives, to help them.
Yeah. And if the person is in the beginning of the career. So he or she or it is starting its career and didn't have too much accomplishments or practice experience to see that they are capable of, or something like that. How do you help this young person to find their talent in the world field?
I think the best way there is to take that person through your own self-experience in terms of how you were. That's me, how I started, and what all I had done all these years, and in terms of achieving or reaching at this particular stage of my career. So take them through that journey, which may give them some kind of indications whether to go into this kind of path is right, or they can choose an alternative path.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And also in the process of extending a helping hand to others, normally the person who receive it gains a lot in personal and professional growth. But I want to ask you about the other path. What do you as a coach or a mentor gain in helping others besides the joy and happiness? What are the essential aspects of this exchange relationship?
Very simple and straight, to be there in a constant touch with them at a regular intervals, so that how the discussions have taken place, the last discussions, and what the mentee has done in terms of what are the kind of blocks that they found, and how they have moved away from them, or they cross those paths, barriers. If there are any issues where you need the coach help in terms of how to go forward, you help them by way of that counseling, by coaching. uh, I think it's more of a discussion, it's more of a understanding of different situations which occur, and help them out.
And what you yourself gain with that, Rajneesh? What in this experience? What do you have for yourself, and how do you grow in this situation as a mentor and as a coach?
I think I continuously um, evaluate each experience, whether it's good or bad, which I go through that. Uh, Make those mental notes for the future in terms of how I'm going to do better in those situations. That's a learning.
And learning. Yeah, life is the learning process, right? Like
Yeah,
here now, I'm learning with you.
same here. Me too.
Yeah, and like to finish our interview, I want to do something different. I want to try something different. So the last question will be that we create together as if we are in a process of people management. So I will give you an example of a challenge that I am going through. Let's make a role play here, and you will help me. Are you agree? Could be like this.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm a recent employee and I work in a technological company. I have relationships problems with my director, my boss, as he's too focused on technology and less on people. He's a difficult person to talk to and to go. He has too much barriers from himself. And this problem is taking my sleep because I need help in some difficult issue and I want to have a good relationship with him. What do I need to develop in myself to learn to deal with difficult people in the labor market?
Interesting. Okay, so I think it's not a question of issues in terms of relationships or such kind of things. It's more of sharing our own thoughts. Um, so maybe as a step one, you can start. Um, Try to open up or try to build up that rapport with your boss. See in terms of, let's say, if he's a task oriented, finish couple of projects that he has given to you on time, doing right things, that brings you that you build up some kind of trust with him, some confidence. And I think that becomes a starting point for you to build up your relationship with him in terms of exchanging ideas. Obviously, for a task-oriented or a person who's just focused on work, will be priority would be his completion of the projects on time, nothing else, irrespective what else is happening. So I think one has to build up the trust, confidence by way of doing some particular projects on time, in the right time, build up those equations with him. Hopefully he should open up and things move on.
Yeah, that's nice because you bring the perspective for the human that is having difficulty. So what can you do? What can you act? Not how can you change the other person, but what can you do yourself to get the situation better, and how can we act proactively in that, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Rajneesh, sorry, Sharma, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to me, an honor to be here with you, and also a challenge. So I really appreciate that, and I hope you enjoy also our chat.
Yes, thank you for your time.
So
see you.
I know I will just stop